in the military since before I can even remember. He's always been in the military. Me and my family, we've always moved about every 3 years. I've lived all over the United States. He's in the Army, the military, the infantry, and a couple of years ago, he was shipped over to Afghanistan and Iraq. He's always been training different places. He went to Bosnia one time, and he's always going to trainings. And going to Iraq and Afghanistan wasn't really that big of a deal for me. I didn't really understand why this whole war was going on, or it didn't really occur to me like what the big deal was. It was his job, so I didn't really have a problem with that. So I remember one time when all the soldiers were coming back, everyone, my mom, she was like, "Oh, you have to get dressed up," and everyone was on all these like dressed up clothes. And when we got there, when the soldiers finally came off the planes, some people were crying, and it was pretty emotional because, I mean, every time my dad has left, I mean, it was always really good. It felt really good when he came back. But some of the reactions I didn't understand. I was pretty young, but I didn't understand why so many people were sad about it. So this past year, I was watching this movie. I don't know if any of you've seen it. It's called Black Hawk Down. Yeah? It's not what my dad does exactly, but just the whole idea of those soldiers going to foreign places and a lot of them getting hurt. Because my dad and I have known a lot of soldiers. I remember actually one, I knew him, and he went over to Iraq recently, and he came back, and below his knees, he doesn't have them anymore. He used prosthetics. And it's hard for the families, and recently watching that movie, I was at home, and it was kind of scary, because I mean, I have so many sisters, and just being home alone, you know, I don't get that time so much, but watching this movie, it made me really sad. I actually started to cry, just knowing that what like my dad does, it's a pretty intense job, and just knowing that he does it changed my view about all the soldiers, and it gave me a lot of respect for them. And it really affected me just watching that movie. Even through all the stuff that he's been through before, it never really occurred to me how dangerous and hard it must be to be a soldier in the military or Marines or the Navy or whatever. But I gained a lot of respect for him and all the other soldiers and people, the families, grandparents, everyone affected by it.